Why hold on to Hulu? What is the value that brings them?
You're decreasing access to it, which increases demand and gives you higher profit. You're not going to see that on Disney Plus, but they want to make the money off of a show like that. Yeah, so if you think back to, man, this was back in the early days of streaming. I want to say like 2011, 2012. I can't remember correctly. You may have to look that up for me when Hulu actually launched. It was launched primarily by three major TV groups. You had ABC, you had Fox, and you had NBC. So the idea was, let's go in together, let's create our own streaming service. We can all pour our content in together and it'll be great. CBS didn't want to be a part of it because they were, I don't know if they still are, the number one broadcast channel. So they felt like they could just take their toys and go play by themselves. So these three got together and said, let's create. When Disney bought Fox, they got their third of the business. So after that Fox acquisition, they gained 2/3 majority stake in Hulu and also signed an agreement in 2019 with NBC Universal that they would buy off of NBC their stake in the company in 2024, sometime in the calendar year of 2024. So they could do that as early as January if they would like to, at a market value of at least $5.8 billion.
Whoa.
So that around that number, that was the 2019 number. NBC, when they actually sit down to ink the deal and put it all together of actually purchasing it, NBC is going to try and inflate that market value as much as possible. Disney is going to try and deflate it as much as possible. So I think Disney is in the boat of going, we need to get as much money on hand as possible. And the 5.8 that I mentioned here and the article that I pulled it out of is on the low scale of all of this. I've heard a number as high as 11 needed.
Yeah,
to
I was
go
reading
in to
9.
purchase that.
Man.
Yeah. So it's market value. So it'll all be interesting to see what all of that takes. So that is what Disney is working towards right now. That's the short-term game in all reality, because 2024 is coming right around the corner for us. And Disney wants that because I think once they get Hulu, their goal there is to then create some type of kind of mega streaming service.
So Eddie, tell me, what is the reason that they would hold on to Hulu when they've got their own channel, they've got Disney Plus? Why hold on to Hulu? What is the value that brings them? That because they're not like, that's not their own content. It is other people's content. It's not like when they got Fox itself, like they have all that stuff. They could put all of that content on Disney Plus, and a lot of it they put over on Hulu. That's kind of like more their adult section, almost to some degree. Why hold on to Hulu?
It creates demand. And so when you control demand, you can control what you charge for it and what people are willing to purchase for it. It goes back to the old Disney Vault days. Let's lock away this movie for 15 years and then come out and be like, it's released a limited time, and people go and get it. So you're decreasing what is the word? I can't think of it.
Access.
Access. Thank you. You're decreasing access to it, which increases demand and gives you higher profit. So what they want to do is the Disney core, which is your Disney family friendly, we can all come together, cuddle up on the couch and watch this together, is Disney Plus. Anything that is, and you go back to the 80s, and even as we've walked through this journey of watching all of these movies, we intentionally pulled out all of the touch tone movies. Splash was the very first one, if you remember, back in the 80s with Tom Hanks. Even something like Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a really big one for all of them. Armageddon is a Disney movie, right? Disney's always tried to have a little side thing where like, well, let's make movies that aren't really the Disney brand. Let's make content that's not really the Disney brand, but we don't want to lose that audience. We want to make money off of them. So that's what Hulu is going to be. Hulu is always going to be your FX. You know, The Bear is a great show, but not a lot. You know, most families aren't going to sit down and watch that together. But they want to make the money off of that. Only Murders in the Building, right? You're not going to see that on Disney Plus, but they want to make the money off of a show like that. And so having two separate brands, and it just increases what they can make money off of, right? Why sell one thing when you can sell two? And then it becomes even more attractive with the bundle, right? It looks like an even greater deal. Well, you can get Disney Plus, you can get Hulu. Oh, and $5 more a month, we can throw in ESPN Plus, and we can kind of increase all of these things.